Valerie Wallace Fine Arts, here in Orono, Maine, in my basement studio with my girl Daphne, the Ginger Ninja, and it's Monday, May maybe 18th?
I think so.
17th or 18th. And today we're going to do Moana, yay, who is a Disney character, and I just watched the movie last night, and it was excellent. She is cool. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start. You want to have a big enough head so that you can draw the eyes on there and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to wind up with a little skimpy little head. So we want to do that. But the other thing is that her body is. Let's see. If I measure the size of her head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. She's 4.5 heads tall. So if we don't get the head way up near the top, there's not going to be enough room. She's going to look out of proportion with her legs. She's going to have a great big head and short body. Okay? So let's start with that. And what we're going to do, we're going to make a pretty good sized head. We're going to get it way up at the top. Her paddle is higher, but we can always put that in. It can be a little shorter. She doesn't have much besides just a bump of hair on the top of her head. So let's get this line of her forehead way up near the top. Okay? So I'm going to do that about like this. Alright, and I'm going to do it in my charcoal down here, and for those of you that maybe are just using a pencil, okay? And I'm going to get that way up near the top, and I'm going to make a nice line. I don't know where my sister went, but hopefully you can see that. Alright, the next thing that happens on her forehead is that the lines go out just a little bit, but they're only going as far as her eyes, so you don't want to go way down too low. The widest part of her face is like right about here in her cheekbones, which is pretty much common, okay? So you're going to go not way out, but you're going to go out a little bit and a little bit over here like this, okay? And here again, if you went, if you go too wide, just draw the line again, because her hair is going to be black. So we'll cover up if you went too wide. If you went too narrow, like they're more straight up and down, it's okay. It's gonna make your face a little narrow. And if you don't like, don't want to do that, you may go do the other side. Okay. All right. The next thing is, so this is about half of her face, right? Her eyes are about half. So the other half is gonna fit her nose and her mouth in there. It's kind of pointy, but it's not an absolute sharp point on her chin. So, if I need to measure, it's going to be from here, it's going to be right around here. And I want to put maybe a little line. Don't put a little ball for her chin. Just maybe a mark, okay? I've seen it. Trust me, I've seen it. Okay? And then what we're doing is, this is the lower part of her face, so we're kind of rounding. Hopefully I can get it kind of even. Does that look kind of even?
Yep.
Not too far off? Okay. Alright, so, from here, I'm going to go down again about that far. A little point. That's not in the middle. So, and I'm going to, round her chin. Okay? It's a little pointy, but it's not super, super pointy. Okay? I have seen it. Trust me. I have seen chins like this with great big balls on the end of them. It's great if you're doing a beard. You're all set, but she doesn't have a beard. Okay? Alright. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put a neck on. You always want to put a neck on your people. Not skinny, but she doesn't have a big wide neck. That'll make her look like a football player. Okay? So, right here, right on maybe right about here, and right about here, a little neck. Okay? Neck. Alright. Now what's happening when she puts her arm up like this, and she puts her elbow down like this, what happens is that this shoulder goes up, this shoulder goes down, this hip, am I get it right?
Hold up.
Alright, wait a minute. This shoulder's up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This and that there, so what's happening, and that, it doesn't matter, you could draw her shoulders right across, but if you do it, you're really going to get her sassy pose, her strong sassy pose, okay? So if we can go just a little tiny bit up here, just a little tiny bit down here. And your shoulders are wider than your head, but you gotta be careful with her not to get them out there too far. Okay? You can always we can get them out a little farther, but just do that for now. So in a sense, this is a diagonal line, okay? Alright, so here, we'll go up, and for her, it's coming up closer to her face a little bit here. You can sort of see it. So it goes up a little bit here and down a little bit here. She doesn't have a super long neck, okay? Alright. The next thing we're going to do, we won't look at anything else. We're just going to kind of look at her body. And you can see how her top slants down too to go with the slant of her shoulders. And that is, just a little wider than her neck. Like if I went here and here, I guess a little more than wider than her neck. But about, okay, so what I'm going to do is make a line that slants here pretty close. She doesn't have any straps on her top, so get it up there, okay? Okay? There's a short little piece right here, okay? And then it goes across the bottom and comes around like this. Little box. Okay? Good? Good so far? I'll do that down here. So you're just judging enough, like, chest area. Okay? It shouldn't, be way down. If you happen to make it too low, just add a line on the top because she has quite a bit of striping to her top. So you could just, it'll fit right in. Okay? So here what I'm going to do is slant this a little bit. And I'm going to make it a little short here. And she's going to come down here. Okay. Boxy. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is the arms. Yeah, because I want to have this hand on the top. Okay, well, yeah, I guess that'll work. Okay. We're going to go out like this and in like this. This part of her elbow is about the middle of this right here. So when I go out, I'm going to go out about that far. And then I'm going to come in like this. And then I'm going to do a piece on the inside. If you don't connect all the lines entirely, then you can adjust them a little bit easier. Okay? And what's happening is she has her hand like this. So what happens is the thumb goes behind. You went a little far, but if I do that, what I do is bring this down, and then she has a nice big, we'll do that, okay, big, but remember that your hand is as big as your face, so you just need a little teeny tiny hand, okay, you want a nice big shape like that, okay, and she has fingers on there, but it doesn't make that much difference, okay, does that look about right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so what I did was I found about the middle of the side of her top, and I went out about that far, and then I went in about that far, okay? Then I'm doing the inside of her arm, and what happens is her body comes down, her thumb goes this way, and then her hand goes this way, and that's how she gets the thumb going around the back. And it's not on the bottom, because that would be a totally different kind of pose. This is different than this. Okay, which would work in this situation probably. Okay, let's do this arm as well. Okay, it doesn't make a lot of difference how you do it, but it's coming down quite a bit like this. Comes down a little bit, goes out a little bit. Now to hold the paddle, what's happening is her thumb is going up like this, okay, and then her other part of her hand is more or less like a skinny rectangle that doesn't touch it could touch the thumb, but it's like right here, all right, and what would be 4 little sausages there, okay, and then she has her paddle that goes up, out, up, up, okay, and then I'll see if I can make that coming down, all the way down. Okay. Good? And is the part so good? Oh, I didn't get the other side of her arm. Alrighty. And then I will do here. So I'm pretty much bringing this, you know, on the way down, then out a little bit. I'm going to make a loop that goes up for her thumb, and then a box that's big. You know, she has a great big head. She doesn't need a little teeny tiny hand. And then what would happen is she'd have this divided into 4 pieces, and that would more or less make her. And you make them into little. I mean, they're a little bit different sizes there, but you know, you can make them like that. But that still will really look like she's holding that thing in her hand. Okay? It's easy, but good, but successful. Okay, so we have this like this. It goes out, out, up, up. Nice big paddle. Okay, and down, because she has a Voyager. She comes from a long line of Voyagers. There. We got her. We're going.
She looks good.
She's okay? You're going to tell me if I'm making something lopsided, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like this. This. Okay. So now we're going to do her skirt. Okay, so this hip is a little higher, so we're going to slant the bottom of the skirt down a little bit. All right, and maybe this top line a little bit. Oh, whoops, I'm in the wrong place. Okay, we're going to bring a little bit right here. There's her belly, and there's a little. She says to have a little space for her skirt. Okay. Now she's going to get a little. It's going to get a little wider as it goes down, and the length from here to here, you know, is bigger than from here to here. Okay. So if I measure from here to here and I measure from here to here, that's telling me that I'm going to bring these legs all the way down here. All right. If yours looks funny, you might not have made the legs too long. And just all you can do is put them on. And if you really don't have room, like you made a super big head, don't squeeze them on. Just have them go off the bottom. It's just like if somebody takes a photograph of you and they're up close, then they can't fit your feet in. It still looks perfectly fine when you take a photograph of somebody from the bottom up. You don't want to cut their heads off or the top of their heads off. But cutting off the legs is not a big deal. So if that happens in your picture, just draw it to the bottom and then just say that's, was out of the frame. Okay? Don't try to fit them in there. All right. So I'm going to bring this skirt down. The skirt itself is about equal to her body. So say I measure this, that tells you about how long it ought to be. And then maybe I'm going to tilt that down a little bit. And I'm going to bring it out again, nice bell shape. Like that. Okay. Oh, I see, it's grass underneath. I get that, okay. Okay. All right, so this leg right here, what's happening is the outside of her leg is, we'll say more or less a straight line, okay? So it's gonna be like this. The other one is gonna start here, it's gonna come in and get a little narrower at the ankle. And then to make a foot that looks like it's straight on, it's, for the easy way to do it is make the bottom of her foot flat and then just go out and go out like this. If you really want to have toes, you make a big toe and then you make little or smaller toes. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And then this side, we'll do the front of her leg is kind of a straight line. And that's going this way. We got to get it behind the pole or in front of the pole, okay? And again, the bottom of her foot's here, the bottom of her foot's here. It's going to stretch out to this side. She's going to curve here a little. Oops, wait a minute, I did that wrong. We need to do the inside of her leg. Here's the inside of her leg. Curve that a little bit. And then this is going to be her foot. She's got kind of a big foot. That's all right. She's got a big face. She needs a big feet so she doesn't fall over.
Yes.
Okay? So this is a mistake right here. I think we can erase that. Where's my big fat white eraser? Oh, I see it. Just for the sake of confusion. I don't want you to be confused. You can make it into a sandal too, but she goes barefoot. She's always in and out of the water. All right.
All right.
All right, let's do it down here. This is about how long I want my skirt. So there's my line. this way. I'm going to go this way a little bit. Whoop, bring that out. I'm going to scoop that up a little bit. I'm going to bring her leg down. I'm going to bring it a little narrower at the ankle. A flat line on the bottom. Connect like this, connect like this. You want a big toe, it would be like this, and then she'd have smaller toes. And then this one, the line goes this way. It brings in like this. She has a... Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Let's just do the shape of her hair, okay, but we'll color in black. Just to have it. So she has super, super great long hair. Alright? I want to have hers blowing in the wind. My girl's blowing in the wind. So what I'm going to do, right here on the top, I want to keep this kind of, this isn't where it's going to change too much. I'm going to go around the shape. It's not a ton on the back, but it goes, wait a minute. I also want her to have ears. Okay? So she's going to have ear here, ear here. I'm going to color those in. And I'm going to color her neck in a little bit darker. Okay? And I definitely would want the bottoms of the feet to be darker. Okay? I'm going to bring this hair around her ear, and then I'm going to bring it over like this. It's blowing. Okay? Alright. I want to draw the shapes for her eyes, because we do want to have a little white of her eyes to show. We're going to do her nose and her mouth afterwards, unless you want her teeth to be showing. And if you do, you might want to draw that mouth first, so that you can leave white teeth. Otherwise, then we're going to color her golden skin in, and then draw her lips and her mouth afterwards. Okay? So that they're nice and clear. So she has huge, beautiful eyes, and they're not up on the top of her head. They're down in the middle.
Mm-hmm. That scared me.
And they change. What happens with cartoons or animation is that while retaining the integrity of the character, they change the shapes of the eyes and the mouth and the nose and all that stuff, and the proportions to them to show the expression. Okay, but as far as hers is right here, we're going to start either a flat line or just a little wide smile like this. That's the lower part of her eye, okay? And then what we'll do is we'll go up nice and big, and we'll round the top up. Okay? Kind of like that. And I'm going to hold off to do the dark inside, because I don't want it to get all blended in with everything else. Alright, we'll put on her eyebrows, and we'll color her hair in and her eyes and everything afterwards. Alright, so what I did was right around where the wide part of her face is, I'm just going to make a very wide smile. It looks kind of like she's looking down. Like that. And then I'm going to go up. Alright? Some big eyes. Okay, so I'm going to color her in with a light, kind of golden color, I think. I have these two. I guess I'm going to use this one. I want to make sure it's clean, because I used it earlier and I made it green. It was gross. Okay. Alright, so pick a nice color for her skin, or whatever you want. I mean, if you want to make it green, it's okay with me. I don't care. Be who you are. Maybe you're making this, maybe you're making Moana, maybe you're making, some kind of, animal warrior. I don't know what you're doing, but that's okay. Whatever you do is good. Just color. Okay, so I don't want to go too heavy. Kind of nice and smooth when I color her in, and I want to get all of her parts. Okay? Don't forget the arms, don't forget. And I know that happens because when I do it with the kids, whenever I say, alright, just color your own in, a lot of parts get forgotten. But if they do it with me, they'll do it. That's just the way it is, I guess. Some will do it anyway, but there's that. I got my fingers. So I'll make my oar a little different color. What's your favorite part in the movie, Daphne?
I don't know, Mom. I like the songs.
You do like the songs. Daphne sang along.
Yep. What was your favorite part?
Gosh, I don't know either. Well, I love the colors of the water and the skies and all that kind of stuff, like when how they did the starry sky and, oops, right here, don't forget her belly. So down here, what I'm going to do is just kind of smudge this in, but be careful like going around her eyes. Even if you have a pencil, as long as it's kind of soft so that it makes a dark color. If you have a bunch of pencils, don't use the H's for something like this because they won't blend. But if you use a B, which is a softer lead, then you'll be able to blend it in. Actually, the very beginning is really cute when she's a baby.
Yeah. That is a cute part.
All right, got that? Maybe a line there.
It's kind of scary right now. She's got no hair. You need to give her the hair.
It is kind of scary right now, for sure. Okay.
For sure.
Yes, this one needs the hair too. She also needs the ears, I forgot.
Yeah.
Alright, so good. One of the things I liked about it was that it wasn't a romance.
Yeah.
You know, nobody got married in the end. I was impressed to see things change, you know? I think it's never going to. Okay, so well, you probably want to do the face. Let's do the face and then we'll do the clothes. It doesn't really, oh wait a minute, before we do the hair and stuff, you need to do the background, okay? Because if you color the blues in afterwards, you're going to pick up all the black. So let's do that. Let's get that out of the way. Whatever you want. It's basically, you know, there's a stripe of sky and a stripe of dark for the water, and then the water gets a little lighter, and then there's sand. Okay? So, I might go around here for her sky, and maybe make some clouds. Okay. Oh yeah, we just did the lagoon, and I was thinking we were thinking about going to tropical places. Yeah, I went to Daytona Beach, but you know, I think the time I went to Daytona, it was in the winter.
Interesting.
And we went that time to St. Augustine on the beach, and it was winter then too, but I don't think that I've ever been really, well, I swam in Daytona when it was cold because I just would swim anywhere at that point, but I don't think I've ever swum in really nice, warm, beachy, Florida beachy water.
No.
No, but we went to the water parks though, didn't we?
We did. Spent a lot of time at the water parks.
Yeah, that's like magic to me. That's really cool. I like swimming. I like swimming when I know there's no sharks. Although there's probably worse stuff in the water park.
Yeah.
Grosser things.
Probably.
Yeah. But that's fun. Okay, you can use purples and stuff. Oh, I wonder when our new colors are gonna come. Probably not for a while. If you're interested in getting the materials that I use, there's there's a post on my Facebook page that I made last week, so it's probably not too low on there. But I could certainly, maybe I'll repost it. I'll repost it, and if you're interested in picking up some of the things, none of it's expensive. I would almost suggest if you're going to get a box of pastels, I think they're like $2.50. Get more than one, because you'll go through certain colors quite a bit, and you can't. I don't know if you can buy them alone. We bought a bunch of these Van Gogh pastels singles, so you can pick your favorite colors, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Get the stuff you use a lot of. All right. A little sand. I need a little sand on my beach. I'm gonna use this yellowy one, I guess. Well, actually, I was gonna use that on her skirt. What color can I use?
With the pale pink.
All right. That's a good idea. I need a shadow for her, though. Okay, I'm just gonna use this color. This will go with. She has to have a little. I mean, if there's this much sun, there's a shadow. Okay, somewhere. Maybe I'll even make the stick have a little shadow. Or paddle. All right. Everybody getting caught up? I'm sure some of you are done, but I'm going to keep having the 1 o'clock classes for the rest of the month. And then in May, I'm planning to keep having the classes, but I'm thinking about a little bit different time, because it's so much right in the middle of the day, which, maybe is a great time. Maybe I'll do, 1 at 1 o'clock, and maybe I'll do some at, I thought a little bit earlier in the day, and then I thought maybe I'd do something in the evening, maybe even more an adult, not theme, but like subject. And I think I might take the weekends off, just because.
Yeah, I think you should.
I sort of needed. I have been doing this every single day since May.
No, March.
March 20th. Except one day when we lost power, and one day I doubled it up because I had to go pick Daphne up at college. And other than that, I've done them every single day. So I'm thinking that maybe that's not necessary. All right, I like that. Pretty. But I will still be at it. But if you have any suggestions on times, any thoughts on scheduling, send it by my way. I would love some help. Okay. Here, I'm not going to worry about it quite so much with the black and white one. So we're going to do the black next. We'll do the black, and then we'll need a dark brown to draw her features. All right, and then we'll color her clothes in. Okay, if you haven't already done it. If you've already done it, then you can go run around the room or whatever you do when you're done with drawing. Play with a dog. Go outside because it's beautiful today.
Finally, some nice weather.
Just convince your parents that this is enough school for you for the day. I don't think it'll be that hard. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to get the black. Nice big black I'm going to use for the hair. Okay, so we're going to cover this line right up. We don't need that anymore. We don't need this one. Alright. I'm going to go around her ears though. If you made the neck too thick, just draw over. I made mine kind of thick. I'm going to bring it in a little bit. Okay, just go over the ground and color over that. Is there anybody watching now?
There's a few people watching.
Anybody I know?
Well, yep. I don't know who's watching right this minute.
making requests too. If somebody really want to do.
What are we doing tomorrow?
I still got things up my sleeve. Tomorrow we're doing a still life of, it's like a vinegar, like a nice balsamic vinegar bottle with an orange and a little green apple. It's comes out nice. And a little, the thing is, it has a nice little checkered tablecloth. I wonder if Hassan and his brother and sister are watching today. Yeah. She doesn't need to have these pointy shoulders either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round her shoulder a little bit, and then I'm just going to connect the hair to it so I can take that little point off of her. She doesn't need to look like an Egyptian hieroglyphic. A little bit like that anyway. I tend to be a little
pointy.
I don't know, yeah, I'm just kind of sharp in my shapes. Alright, there's some nice black hair. Oh, you know what? I'm going to post a couple of pictures that I drew when I was a little kid. Because I was just thinking that when I had drawn my self-portrait when I was... Can you help me find a little tiny black one?
Right there.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I thought it. Like, I can still remember being in kindergarten in Mrs. Gochi's class and drawing my self-portrait and going about it with great care. Drawing me with black hair and green eyes. And I don't know whether I thought I had those things, but I think it's just that I wanted that. I wanted black hair.
Was Miss Gochi not impressed?
Mrs. Gochi, I think, was impressed because the kid that I remember sitting next to me, I want to say his name was Douglas. And I can still remember him. I don't think he stayed in Orono. And he was like looking at me and looking at his paper, and he was like, I have yellow hair. And he just picked up the yellow crayon and just colored yellow in a circle. And I was like drawing this like full-on person, like first day of kindergarten. So I don't think that was it, but I have a couple of pictures of me, one in summer wear and one in winter wear that I'm going to post on my story because I found them when I was doing Corona cleaning in my attic, going through stuff. There we go, nice black hair. So when we do her eyes, depending on where you put. I'm just going to do them black. She probably has brown eyes with a black pupil, but she's so small you can't really see much. I'm going to give her some fingers here, too. Alright. That'll be good enough. Alright. And depending on where... So in her case, she has them kind of on the upper part of her eye, which I guess we'll go with that. But big. If you make her eyes like this, she's going to look crazy, insane, all right? So you don't want to do that. She has beautiful eyes. So you want, in most cases, you want the top of the eye to touch the upper lid. If you're not doing it, you're missing a chance for your person to look really great versus them looking cuckoo. And people do it all the time, and I'll say, don't, especially the adults, they just don't seem to get it. And it's like, your eyelid covers it. In my case, I don't have a lot of eye left, or white to see much at all, but some people will have a little white on the bottom, but almost never on the top, okay? You can see how it changes, like even if I just make them bigger, that still doesn't look the same as if I make it touching the top lid of her eye. I'll do one. Right? There's one like this, and then there's one like that. Which one looks better? Right?
Right.
Believe me when I say what you want to do. Okay? Are those evened out?
They look good, yeah.
Even. Okay, so she has, like a little heavier line on the top of the lid. And what she has are great expressive eyebrows. Okay? She does have one that kind of goes up, but she doesn't always have that, so you don't need to draw it like that if you don't want to. But they're thick. Okay, so you're going to make a nice black line right above her eye like that. And then another one here. Okay, nice and you want to think a little bit about, a little bit in there. The distance between them. They're pretty far apart. Okay? All right, I'll do that down here. All right, remember what I said, nice touching the top. You know, and then if they're too big, you can always put when you do the black, you can kind of put it on the inside. If they're too small, put it on the outside. Okay? She also has, I don't know if this will work, a little color to her cheeks. A little bit of orange maybe. Okay, so I'm going to use I'm going to actually maybe, I wonder how this will work. Let me see. Should I use the brown or the reddish brown for her mouth? What do you think?
Maybe the reddish brown.
Okay. Good thing you're here to help me decide things. So her nose and her mouth are pretty close together. Okay? So if you put her nose up here, she's going to look a lot different than if you put it closer to her mouth. So let's do the mouth first. And in this case, it doesn't really look too much like it, but some of the times her upper lip is bigger than her lower lip when they make in the show. And she's got a nice sort of smile. So anyway, I'm going to bring up one side a little bit like this. And I'm going to make kind of a heavy line, and then I'm going to make a little bit smaller one underneath. And then I'm going to give her a little nose just down low. Okay? Maybe, something like that. She's really looking up, isn't she? I'm going to bring this in a little bit.
She's looking up at Maui.
She's looking up at him. And she is giving him the business. They didn't really have to hire a lot of people to do the voices in that movie. There weren't a lot of characters, were there?
No. Not a lot of characters.
Okay, so it's easier to do it with this one. Okay, all right. Her top has some stripes of different reds and oranges and stuff like that, and it has the white stripe on it. So what I would do is kind of save that spot, just because that's kind of an important part of her top. All right, there's like kind of a thick, I guess I could just leave it, or you can color it in. Okay, but remember to leave something like that. And I'm not going to do all the designs, but say she's got a top kind of like this, and then she has this stripe part, and then she has this, and then what I'm going to do is take the red, and I'm going to accent that a little bit with little curls there. And then let's do the skirt before we do the sash. Oh, I didn't think of it before I did the water. Oh well. I'll just drag it down like this instead on our skirt. What I did with this kind of lacy thing is that kind of went like this for the grass skirt, and then you can kind of make little spots with like gold, and that can look a little bit lacy. I'm not going to overdo it. All right, you can do it as fancy as you want, but that would be showing the grass skirt, like lace inside. Okay, and then here I'm going to do this. All right, so I would love to see the pictures. If you want to post them, you can put them right below the video, or you can send them to me and like in a message. And again, I'll I'll be doing a still life tomorrow at 1 o'clock. More classes till the end of the month at 1 o'clock every day. And what else?
Where can I donate to you?
Oh, if you would like to make a donation, there's a link. You can click right below the video. Take you right to it. Easy, easy. If you would like to use Venmo, I am Valerie Wallace-9. And that would be awesome. And it would also be great if I spent a lot of time trying to share with people and let people know, but I finally had a lovely story done by Morgan Sturdivant from the WAVI News, Channel 6, on the news, and so hopefully that reaches more people. I mean, really my point is that I'm doing the class, and I just want to give people, let people know that there's that opportunity to take it if you feel like it. If you need something to do, you can't sleep at night. I know sometimes it's nice just to have something to distract you, let alone the fact if you're, I've been teaching for at least 15 years. I have a BFA from Moana School of Design. I have some ideas of things I could probably help you with if you wanted to. If people want to try it, even if you're a very experienced artist. I have a lot of people who are very experienced, and it's still have fun. It's still just a way you don't have to think about it. It's no pressure. Nobody's gonna you have to follow an assignment. It's so fun. All right, does this look? Oh, I gotta give her a shadow. Okay, like that. All right, I'll give you a little close up of Moana, so you can pause it on that, and you can just finish her up if you're still working, and if not, if you're already done, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. There we go. Oh, low battery. I thought I had plugged in. Hey, Dean. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, Matthias. Hey, Amy. Christina. Working on that checklist. Mom, Sue, Crystal. Oh, I hope you're all better and your kids are all good. Lauren. Oh, Kim. Oh, I remember. Yes, I remember Callie. Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow.